Hey folks, it's Steve Malooly again, Malooly Wealth Planning with another episode of Planning Your Wealth. Just wanted to give everyone another quick update on everything that happened over the weekend. I posted a couple of pretty cool videos last week. If you haven't seen them, go back and take a look. But Janet Yellen back at her old tricks on the Sunday talk show circuit, really saying that the financial and economic crisis will ensue if the debt limit isn't raised. Now, first off, who uses the word ensue in regular language? I mean, seriously. I mean, Janet Yellen, come on, get real. Anyway, she also said that default in the U.S. economy would be an economic calamity. Well, no kidding. I mean, we saw this before. We saw it in Argentina. We saw it in Venezuela. You can see it in almost any third world economy that basically has runaway inflation. We're kind of getting there. We had 14% inflation last year. I don't know where it's going to end up, in 2023. But it doesn't look good, folks, because it looks like they just want to keep printing money. And that's really the cause behind all of this inflation. And they're kind of using printing the money as the spigot to control inflation. Now, that is one issue. And yeah, if we did default, that would be a calamity. But you know what? Also, ramping up our debt would be just financial suicide at this point. You have to remember that since 2020, we've added $3 trillion to the U.S. debt. I mean, that's an enormous amount of money. And government spending just in March alone was twice what the money they brought in. Now, I kind of look at Janet Yellen as being this person that's sort of like the kid who gets his allowance and doesn't really understand where money comes from. And Janet Yellen is like going to her dad and asking for a bigger allowance, which is that is what she's doing when she's going to Congress. Now, Yellen could also go to Powell, who's the Federal Reserve Chairman, and ask Powell to monetize the debt. And it's completely within her power. She doesn't need to go to Congress. I mean, this is really, as I said, histrionics on her part. Now, Janet Yellen could go to Powell and ask them to monetize the debt. Now, there is the chance that Powell says no. Now, that is equivalent to you going to your mortgage company and asking for more money and getting turned down. Now, that's just a bad credit rating. Now, everybody knows that if they were to run their own finances like this and they spent twice what they actually brought in, nobody would be lending you money. And in all seriousness, no one should be lending the United States money. So where is all the money coming from, folks? We're just printing this fiat currency out there. So we have to be very cautious about this. And please keep an eye on this and just tune in back into my channels here to make sure that you understand what's going on. I'll try to give you quick updates as we go through it. I mean, this is where we are at this point. But getting back to your own personal finances, a couple of things, and I always seem to bring back the same thing. So, number one, you should do is make sure you do have some ready cash. So that's in your own portfolio, whether it's cash in your portfolio or you have cash at home. There's a lot of folks out there that are actually doing cash in the mattress thing again. I really don't recommend that. First off, it doesn't hold any value. And a dollar today isn't worth what a dollar was 10 years ago. So I mean, you lose value just kind of holding on to cash. But I would recommend that you have something available in your portfolios. So make sure that you have something available for, it's helpful if there's a big drop in the market and you can take advantage of what's out there. If you have a job loss, okay? So, with the economy, who knows where it's going to end up. Jobs might be constricting at that point. You might see unemployment numbers start going through the roof. And hopefully anyone who's watching this doesn't experience that. And third thing, if there is a financial crisis, you want to have money available for yourself so that you can live. So if it's in cash and it's in a money market portfolio, and you have to remember, you want to be liquid, which is something it's not going to lose any value, and marketable. So those are the two things that you need to make sure. And a money market is basically liquid and marketable. It's not going to lose any money, and you'll be able to get it right away. So make sure you have that in your portfolio. Second thing I want everyone to be doing is, review your holdings in your portfolio. Make sure that, you have any of those things that might be risky or might be, negatively affected by what's going on here. Maybe reduce some of your positions in that. This is a good time to kind of look through your portfolio and make sure that you don't have any positions that might, jeopardize your overall financial plan. And talk with a planner. If you don't have a financial planner or a financial advisor, you can look one up. You can honestly, if you're watching this video, you feel free to give me a ring, but you're not obligated. You can call anybody you want. And the third thing I would like you to do is play the long game. All right. Now, what's going on here with Janet Yellen, the economy, Joe Biden, and everybody else out there? This is really kind of a game for the next year. All right. So they're really playing into the next election. They're really trying to, set themselves as, we are going to be the party for you, and we're going to save you. But play the long game and don't get pulled into these ridiculous, politics that they do. So make sure that you're out there and you're investing for 3 to 5 years. So you have that long game. These types of, this type of activity that's going on with the Fed, with the Treasury, is really something that, if you're watching history and you're seeing what's going on and what has happened, from the 1920s forward, this is not the first time we've had, high debt or high, situations where it's a problem for you as an investor. So we've been through recessions, we've been through depressions, and everyone knows historically how we can get out of it. So, and the only way that you're going to do that is if you're going to get out of it is if you're playing the long game. All right. Have a sure portfolio that you're confident in. Have a portfolio that can stand the test of time, and be in defensive type stocks that will actually be, good for you and good for your portfolio, regardless of whatever the economy is doing. So you really want to kind of make sure that you're set up for success. And remember, it's a 3 to 5 year time frame that you want to be investing for. So play that long game. You'll be the winner. All right. And just ignore all of these headlines. It's really noise at this point. And the only reason I'm giving you these updates is because sometimes it's just so confusing when you see all of these news reports and you're not really sure what the information means. So I'm trying to digest everything for you and kind of give you a sort of a breakdown of it all. And just remember, Janet Yellen, she's going to daddy and asking for more money. All right. And her daddy is Congress. So, you don't want to be their daddy. So take care of your own money. You're smart enough to do this. If you're watching this video, you already know what to do. So that's about it. I keep saying these are short videos. I don't think they are, but they are, somewhere between 3 and 7 minutes. And, I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter. I'd like to do a whole bunch more on, specific topics such as, setting up retirement accounts, or how do you invest for, say, college education, things like that. And if you have any, information or any suggestions, feel free to just drop it down in the notes. Please like, follow, share this video, please, because I really do appreciate it. It helps me out, helps my business, helps get my name out there as well, and helps me, pop up there in the rankings as far as watching this video on this site. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to ring me at Mullooly Wealth Planning. I'm here in wonderful Clover Lake Wiley, South Carolina. It's a gorgeous day again in South Carolina. And anyway, reach out to me, and hope to hear from you at some point. Drop a comment. Again, like, follow, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.